everyone. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox. And this is
Literature on the Rocks. Happy holidays.
Ho, ho, ho.
We had to bring that holiday cheer to you guys.
Get festive, bitches.
Happy holidays. And I, do you know what? I was wondering, what are your guys' holiday traditions?
I can't even take you seriously when you're talking like that.
It's the holiday season, Rox.
Who is this person?
Didn't you read
It's
this
the
book?
ghost of Christmas past.
And future.
Didn't I what with this book?
Read the whole book like that?
No.
I was in Fraizer Falls today.
No, I was
glistening
listening to it and she was not talking like that.
No, she didn't.
Well, speaking of, I guess we should tell everyone what book we're reading today.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to be deep diving Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace, which is definitely a holiday feel-good book. So buckle up, because we're about to spread some holiday fucking cheer.
Oh, my God.
Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
I would just like to point out that neither of these two have had one lick of alcohol yet.
Nope.
This is
I
just...
just imagine how this is going to
I
escalate.
am just riding this holiday high. No, but
All
I
right.
do really want to hear about what your guys' holiday traditions are. I feel like, especially after having kids, that's changed for me. So I'm curious to know, has it changed for you guys? And what do your holidays look like?
Mine have changed since COVID.
Oh.
Because when I was little, holidays, like especially Christmas time, it was like Christmas Eve was with my dad's family and Christmas Day was with my mom's. So we were never really at home. So we didn't have like small family traditions that we did. And so once COVID happened and we spent that Christmas away from everyone, we had our own Christmas and we were like, this is fucking great. So it's been hard to transition back to being around family because part of me is like, I kind of just want to have traditions with
It was kinda nice.
my kids
Yeah.
and like creating something new. I don't want to keep dragging them across houses every holiday. And even my oldest has asked like, what are our holiday traditions? I'm like, well, we put a pickle on the tree when Santa comes.
Do you find it the next day and then when
They
whoever
can
finds it?
get like a little special extra
Yeah.
treat. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I've been struggling in recent years to create stuff because I don't want to just spend. I do enjoy spending time with my family on the holidays, but I wish we would do it where it wasn't on the holiday so I could have the holiday with my kids. And I think once they get older, I would like to start spending Christmas away. Like I would like to travel for Christmas once they're so little right now that they're like very into like opening gifts and opening stockings
Right.
and doing that whole thing. But I'm hoping that once they get older, I really want to spend a Christmas in Paris and like be able to start my trip in like Germany in the little like Christmas markets and then Christmas Day in like watching the Eiffel Tower. Like that's a dream.
Yes.
I really and almost convinced myself it was going to be this year, but I want to go to like Colorado or really snowy. It doesn't have to be out of the country.
No, it doesn't
I
have
would
to.
like to be out of the country, but it doesn't have to be if we're
No,
trying to
or
be cheaper too. Like
New York?
Yeah, New York. I
Yeah.
have spent Christmas away from my family and I hated it because I just wanted to be with my family. So I definitely don't know. Like I do have some sort of stigma about traveling through Christmas and not being around and seeing them. But I think I agree. Once we're older and things, maybe that's different. But I want to soak up all the time I can with my family. But I would like to travel around the holiday time to experience those things. And so I see the
Yeah.
appeal to it for sure. Before we had kids, it was easy because my husband is Hispanic. He celebrates on Christmas Eve. And then, into Christmas Day and then all the rest of the week. It was okay because their traditions were their traditions. We didn't have kids, so I just got to experience their traditions. And then the next day, Christmas Day, usually is with my family. Once we had my son, it changed because I didn't necessarily want to adopt all of their traditions for my kid. And so, right, they like stay up until midnight and then they like shoo the kids away because Santa's coming and you can't see him. So we're going to put you in a different room and then put out the presents and then bring them out. And I know a lot of this was they didn't have that growing up in Mexico. So they've kind of pieced together their traditions a little bit. But that was never the way. It was you go to sleep. Santa comes when you're asleep. You wake up in the morning and there's presents around the tree and right, all that. And I loved the magic of it all. Even once I knew, it was still magical to me that my parents were going through all of this to make this special moment for me and my brother. I really want to do that for my son. And so I have kind of become the bitter, like, white lady in the family.
It's 10 o'clock. We got to go home.
I'm like, wrap this up. Let's go. Like, and I don't ask, you don't have to change your traditions, but my kid's just not going to be here when your traditions that he doesn't know start, right?
You
That's
just have
how I
different
feel.
traditions.
Yeah. So at midnight when you guys are opening your presents, it's fine. We're just going to leave before that. I don't know. It's definitely become, I think that they've had to change their traditions for me, which I never anticipated and I never asked them to do. But what are your holiday traditions? You've only had
One Christmas with a kid.
You're
I
the busiest person I know on.
have always been
holidays.
a holiday Scrooge.
Oh, yeah.
I have never really, in my adulthood, enjoyed the holidays. But I think when I moved away and had the opportunity to have a stress-free Christmas, it changed how I felt about it. Like, I really love just being home. I love my family, love them. But I also feel like I put a lot of time in spending time with them and being with them throughout the year. The one day isn't going to make or break my quality time, I guess, with my family. So now that we have a kid, we've talked a lot about, similarly to Rachel, I don't want to drive my kid around and sit in the car all of Christmas. That's
Right.
not special for my kid.
No.
As my kid gets older, we're going to really harness and appreciate like a slow morning at home.
Yeah.
Just us. Christmas Eve is difficult because it's my husband's mom's birthday. And so that's like a day that we want to dedicate to her, right? That's his
Right.
mom because she deserves that. And I don't know, our traditions will be different going forward. I think we will definitely want to spend our morning at
Yes.
home with our
Yeah.
own little
We do that
We
on
do
Christmas
that.
Day.
Yeah, Christmas Eve
Yeah.
is with my in-laws, and then Christmas Day is usually with my parents, but it's dinner. So we have all morning. It's just us. There's definitely less pressure,
Yeah.
but I know you have.
And this year's going to be different. I mean, last year was already different.
Yeah.
This year's going to be different even again. And so I don't really know what the traditions are going to be, but I think we will find our new normal, whatever
Yeah.
that is.
And it might be an ever-changing thing.
And
Yes.
yeah, and I'm hoping that, you know, if nothing else, we're just appreciating the time we get together.
yeah.
What we do that I didn't
do?
say, what I do is we buy, which I'm a little late. I normally buy them at the beginning of October, so hopefully their size is still left. But
the
I
pajamas.
buy matching family jams for
Yes.
Christmas, and then we will wear them Christmas Eve going into Christmas morning.
Yes.
But we also wear them. We'll like pick a Sunday before Christmas. We'll wear our jams all day long and just watch Christmas movies and have snacks and
I
stuff. So
love
it's not a
it.
Christmas Day tradition, but it's a holiday.
Yeah.
I was
thing.
just going to say, I do have a tradition that my husband and I adopted. We always go get a real Christmas tree
Yeah.
at whatever Christmas lot. We order pizza and then we put the tree up while watching The Grinch and The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
And we do just specific, and then Christmas Vacation. So we watch those 3 movies while we're doing the tree, eating our pizza, having some beer.
Do you
and
know what
that's literally what we've done for the last 8 years.
We almost the same. We play Christmas music instead of watching Christmas movies while we
Same.
decorate. But I always set up my phone to record time-lapse video. And usually there's dance moments in the middle of it. So it's like me and my son like
Last
yes, it's
year,
fun
my
to
kid was too
rewatch.
little to be in the video
Oh,
or
yeah.
like in a photo.
Yeah.
But this year, I'm sure she'll be in it, and then we'll
Yeah.
have one every year going forward of her just like eating an ornament, probably. But that
every
is.
year until she's 18 eating
I'm gonna tell her
ornaments.
you're supposed to bite this ornament. You've been doing this your whole life.
Please put this ornament in your mouth. Thank you.
Let me wipe it off first.
So
Yeah.
all of us are Christmas celebrations, but if any of our listeners are not and have something special they do, we'd love to hear it.
yeah, I
'cause
wanna
think that'd
know.
be cool.
Yeah.
Let's get into this book, Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace. Rox, hit us with an author bio.
All right, so Hannah Grace is a British contemporary romance author, best known for her Maple Hills series. Hannah Grace describes herself as an accidental internet phenomenon when Icebaker blew up on Book Talk. Grace often jokes that she overshares online, whether it's admitting that multiple characters end up with the same name, confessing her obsession with describing eyes. Did you guys notice that in this book? Like
Yeah,
over
no,
description of the
I didn't
ojos?
feel like it was overly.
I didn't think so either.
Or revealing that she had to Google American spellings mid-draft. Grace's self-aware humor has become part of her charm. She's also known to share snippets from her writing life. For example, while she was penning Holiday Ever After in the middle of a heat wave, she was daydreaming about snow or working from her couch surrounded by her 2 dogs, pig, and bear. So before becoming a full-time writer, Grace worked in a digital content and marketing role, which helped her develop her engaging online voice and dedicated reader community. She's described her writing process as equal parts caffeine, chaos, and Christmas playlist.
I love it. All right, well, hit us with a book summary.
Yes, so Clara is a corporate golden girl sent to smooth over a PR disaster in a picture-perfect mountain town. The problem is the guy whose design her company stole happens to be infuriatingly charming and completely unimpressed by her. What follows is part redemption arc, part small-town holiday fantasy, and all slow burn tension wrapped in twinkle lights. It's about finding connection when your whole world feels fake and learning that the best gifts can't be bought.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice.
The cocktail. We wanted it to be holiday and festive and fun, but also reminiscent of the book itself. And there's a few moments where, like, one time she's trying to make gingerbread. One time they talk about she's trying to make hot chocolate, but it just was mostly like cream and marshmallows. So we have a gingerbread-ish and marshmallowy cocktail. Okay, so we're calling it Sleigh My Name.
Slay my name, slay my name.
And it has 1.5 ounces Bailey Irish cream, 1 ounce vodka, a 1/2 ounce gingerbread syrup, 1 ounce amaretto, 1 ounce half and half or heavy cream, and gingerbread cookie rim with cookie butter. And then we also topped it with some marshmallow whipped cream and a little ginger snap cookie.
Cheers.
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 That's a boozy milkshake.
It's a boozy milkshake.
That's what it is, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of milky drinks, but it's not bad.
It's
It's milking.
White Russian-esque.
very
Oh,
much
White
is.
Russian-esque. Yeah.
Very much
Very
is.
White Russian. I wish it has more gingerbread flavor.
Me too. It could do with more gingerbread flavor. I want to dip more cookies into this is what I want to do, like a cookie and milk situation.
Okay, where are they?
That's very good. That's probably my favorite part.
Make it and dip some ginger snaps into it. Hell yeah. Feliz
Yeah.
Navidad, bitches.
We start in the morning. Clara, who is our main character, Clara wakes to missed texts and calls. She's got like 4 calls from her dad. She's bombarded. Something's going on. It's definitely go time at Davenport. She walks into Davenport Innovation, the creative headquarters, and she goes straight to the boardroom where her colleagues are already kind of filed around. Her colleagues file in, and then her dad and Roger kind of sit at the front of the room, and Roger is the VP of publicity. And Clara kind of makes a statement like, ooh, thank goodness he's not near me. I hate that man. They're trying to mitigate this negative press. Basically, there's this woman. She's an older woman. Her name's Florence something something. She's posted this video. She's from the small town of Fraizer Falls, and she's basically claiming that Davenport stole their doll. They've created this thing called the Holly doll. Holly is the doll that they've made it this community collaborative thing where every bit of the little community has built it. Davenport has taken it and they created the Evie doll. But Evie doll is a cheaper knockoff version of the Holly doll and is made with like 3D printed things
Plastics,
and
and it's
plastics.
not-
Yeah, like she's definitely lower quality, but she's half the price. So that theft has definitely impacted the
Holly doll profits.
Holly doll profits and all of Fraizer Falls because they were all part of it. She's gone viral with this video. Basically, Davenport now has to kind of go in and do some PR work. And Clara is the one who's going to do it. Later that day, while on a call with her best friend Honor, Clara worries about her younger brother joining the family business. She fears he will be given the promotion she's been working towards. And he's like clearly showed no interest in being in Davenport. He's never worked for the company, but Clara, who's the older sister, has. But her brother Max is like the family favorite. So she's been working her butt off to try and get this job, and she's pretty sure the dad's just gonna like hand it over to her brother. But they're really competitive, and so they are constantly kind of at each other.
And not just working her butt off. Like, she started in a mail room. Like,
Yeah.
she wasn't given any grace being the owner's daughter, granddaughter, anything. She started from the bottom to get respect and work her way up.
And the Clara doll, which I don't know if it's in here, but the Clara doll was what kind of really launched the business. And she's the one who created it and came up with it. And so they named it after her. She's Clara, the Clara doll. Her brother, who could care less and has never worked for the company, is favored. And she feels like he's going to just slip right in and take all the hard work right from under her. So Clara is en route to Fraizer Falls to try and fix this fiasco about the Holly doll versus the Evie doll. Afterwards, she's going on a good goodwill tour to the small businesses signed up for the Davenport Agreement. Basically, Clara created this program within Davenport Toys that was meant to support small businesses. They would come alongside these small businesses and help them grow. But after she launched this thing, she had to go to a different department to help do other things.
Gain more experience to even be worthy of this promotion.
Yes, and this VP of publicity, Roger, he kind of stepped in and started overseeing the small business stuff. And now that she's kind of done with whatever it was that she was doing over here for the last year, she's coming back and it's a mess. And so she's trying to fix it, and she's going to go visit all the businesses that were signed up for the small business program. So it's kind of just this tour she's going on, but she's starting at Fraizer Falls to kind of hopefully gain some footing to make this PR nightmare go away. As she drives into Fraizer Falls, she is taken aback by the quaint coziness of the small town. Immediately, I want to go. I want to go to Fraizer Falls.
Me too.
It sounds so cute, and it's very much so like Gilmore Girls, right?
Oh,
Wherever
yeah.
they like, it's this like home, everyone knows each other, and it's cute little small community. Then we switch over to Jack's perspective. So the whole book goes back and forth between Clara and Jack. Jack is with his best friend Tommy, who's at the tavern in town. I think Tommy is the owner of the tavern, or like bartender at the very least, but I think he owns the tavern.
I think he owns it too.
And he's working, and Jack is kind of sitting there. Jack hates the publicity the town is receiving from the doll videos. His toy shop now has orders he has no means to fill. And then while standing behind the bar getting snacks, Clara walks in and transfixes Jack. He offers her a drink as Tommy arrives and kicks him out from behind the bar because he's like behind the bar getting something. And when she walks in, she sees him and he's like, yes, let me give you a snack. And he like tries to start making a drink. And Tommy walks in like, what the hell are you doing behind my bar? Get out of here. And so now Clara's like, you don't work here? Why were you making me a drink? Like, this is weird. So she turns to Jack and starts having a conversation with him. And then Jack and Clara talk about the town, their families. And Jack's feeling this like instant connection with her. They play a flirty game of pool. And at the end of the night, Jack walks her to her room, but resists the urge to kiss her.
And it's like it's a small town, so everybody knows everybody. So he knows that this person is not from here. And
Yes.
it like caught his eye because he's like, this is some new
Who
girl.
is this tall drink of water?
that I've never
it's also,
seen
like,
before.
The holidays do bring in some people sometimes.
tourism.
Yeah.
It's not strange that she's here, but
it's
is
also you're
obvious
new.
that you're
Well,
not
and-
from
Yeah.
here.
And she's not part of a news crew. Like, this is clear. You're
Yeah.
not here being annoying.
They do kind of mention, like, they asked her, are you with media? Okay, great. We'll talk to you then.
Yeah.
She wakes up in the morning and she's hungover because she spent all night drinking and flirting with Jack. She contemplates how Jack ticks so many of her boxes. She dresses and she heads to the cafe, which she does dress as a professional woman. Like another thing, like she's put together. She's kind of a badass, really, but
Yeah, Clara is a boss bitch.
yeah, she is. So she dresses and she heads to the cafe and she's confident to go and talk with Flo. But she also knows she has to have a meeting with the owner of the the small toy shop in town. While she's talking to Flo, she mentions like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to talk to." She says Harry's because I think his name, the toy store's
story
name, is Harry's.
It's Harry, and I think on the website it still says the owner is like Harry and Jack. It says something like that. So she's like, "Oh, I want to talk to Harry."
Yeah, I need to talk to Harry. And then Jack walks in and confirms that he's the owner of Harry's, the toy store. All of a sudden, it's a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
Because we just had this moment last night, and you're the person I'm supposed to talk to. I'm Clara from Davenport Toys. My name is Clara Davenport. And he's like, you're my worst enemy.
But also, she walks in like confident, like, I have this plan. I'm going to wait till the patrons like file out for the morning. Then I'm going to talk to Flo and I'm going to have all this stuff nailed out.
Yeah.
And she walks in and she's like, I don't know why I'm bringing this up now. This is not my plan. This is not my plan.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Everything starts to go off the rails. But she asks to buy him breakfast. And then Flo joins them. And Flo really inserts herself in all the things. She's
Flo is like mayor of the town
Even though
and
she's
everyone's
not.
business.
Yes, yes. Flo joins them, and Clara is forced to start her pitch to fix their working relationship. But Jack dismisses her, telling her to return to New York and take the doll off the market. Like, you want to fix this, stop selling the Evie doll. So then Jack, after a long day, Jack goes to the tavern to see Tommy. Jack says Clara came to town with an agenda, so who's to say any of their interaction was even real? She probably knew who I was and was trying to just get her way, have her way with me, which her way was not sexual at all. It was all about business.
Not yet.
Tommy is on Clara's side, though, and pushes Jack to try and fix the relationship. Jack agrees, but doesn't trust her. Clara is back in New York. And she talks with her father, who's a real jerk. He's just like,
Her dad's a dickhead.
do you know what he is? He's a white man in business.
That he is.
And he's very much so like, okay, fix the issue. They said no and you just walked away. You didn't fix it. You didn't stick around to try anything else. Like, what the heck's wrong with you? And then he kind of tells her, if you go back and you fix the thing, you fix what's going on right now, I will give you that promotion. Because Roger, the VP of whatever, is about to retire, and I'm going to have to fill his position, and you want it. So if you want it, go fix this issue with the Holly doll and Evie doll. So she goes into to like, I'm going to tell Jack a piece of my mind, but she's had a bit to drink. And they email back and forth, and it's clear, like, she's like texting her emails, and like, where are my keys?
Oh, yeah, because she's riding in the back. She's being driven home, and she's like, oh, I'm going to do a personal email. So she goes to Harry's website, and it's like inquiries at harrystoys.com. And so she's emailing from her personal account, like, and the first one is like, just like, hey, why can't we fix this?
Yeah.
And he's clearly like, well, if you want to fix it, you could come over here and fix it then.
Yeah, right. Like,
She's like, challenge accepted.
yeah, and it's like things are spelled incorrectly. She says something about like, I don't know.
He's like, are you drinking? She was like, no. I would never send business calls while having a drink.
Yes, and he kind of has a similar vibe, right? He's not spelling incorrectly, but there is a little bit. She's like, what are you doing up so late? And he's like, of course I'm not. But both of them have been drinking, and both of them have been. So Jack the next day is hungover. He walks into the town meeting with his dog, thinking he sees Clara walking in town all throughout the day. He's like, can't stop thinking about her. And so he just thinks his mind is playing tricks on him. He's hungover. He had a lot to drink last night with the boys, and he goes into this town meeting and sees her. He like runs into her when he's walking out, and he pulls her outside and asks what she's doing there. She said, you invited me. Like, she's like, I have an email to prove it. You invited me, and pushes back into the meeting. Clara the next morning, she maps out her plans and goals to help the town. She's like a psychopath. She's got all these Post-it notes. She's putting them up in the closet. They're like sticking to her clothes, and she's like, these stupid sticky Post-it notes. Like, they don't ever say Post-it, but I think it's sticky notes, whatever.
Yeah. And she's like, I wish I bought string so I could link the things together.
Yes. Basically, something that Jack tells her in that meeting, like, you have to be known to fix, like, you have to, she says, I need to know the issues in order to fix them. And he makes a comment about how no one's going to want you to help them if they don't know who you are. Like, you can't just walk into this town and start fixing problems. And so she starts taking notes about everybody in the town and what they might need. And those Post-it notes are like, this is maybe how I can help Flo. This is how I can help so-and-so. She starts learning the people while helping Maddie shop for Christmas trees.
Maddie's the owner of the inn that she's staying at.
Because her daughter hasn't come, and like there's just like some
Her
things.
daughter
So
has a family now, like a kid
I don't want to ask her
Yeah.
to help me. So Clara volunteers to help, and she tries to go and to pick out a Christmas tree for her, but she's never picked out a Christmas tree before, so she's kind of excited for the opportunity. But something happens. She meets Dove, and something happens where it's just like, oh, the owner of the Christmas tree lot usually helps. He knows what Maddie wants. He's already got some Christmas trees
Because it's
picked
like
out for
multiple trees that she needs to fill it, like
Yeah.
different parts of the Airbnb.
Yeah, so he's like, just go talk to the owner, and he'll grab the Christmas trees, and you could. So she's like, oh, I guess I'm not picking out a Christmas tree now. And even decorating, she's never decorated a Christmas tree because her mom would just buy it for her and have decorators come
set
in
it up
and set it up, and
glamorous, Macy's style trees in her front room.
these perfect little trees. So she's never been able to pick out a tree, and she's never been able to decorate one. And she's kind of like, well, I guess we're not doing it this time either because the owner of this lot has already got what Maddie needs. They're talking to Dove, the owner of the animal sanctuary. She volunteers to help with this toy drive. She's like, I can send emails. I know people with money. I'll
get you all the toys in the world, girl.
I've got you whatever you need. I'll make it happen. Then she runs into Jack, causing both to fall to the ground. He falls on top of her. He is surprised, genuinely, that she's there helping Maddie.
Yeah, because he's like, what are you doing here, Clara?
Yeah.
Why are you underneath me? She's
Yeah.
like, you kind of like it though, don't you, big guy?
She's
very witty.
very witty and a little sassy, and their banter is just wonderful.
And then we jump into chapters 10 through 18. We're starting out in Clara's perspective. She heads to the bookstore owner, which this was exciting, Miss Celia. And she lays out this thoughtful plan to drive business to the bookstore. She has this author that she went to school with who's releasing a book, and she talked to the publisher, and they agreed to make this like a last minute stop. Like she had some days in between stops. And so she was like, she'll bring in tourism, like she'll highlight your bookstore. It'll be a really great experience.
And Mrs. Cecilia's like, I know that author. She writes beautiful books. We would love to have her here. Like it's cute.
Yeah,
It's cute.
and she was like, I thought when you were coming around, you were just going to throw money at me.
Yeah.
She's like, but you are really trying to help
I thought
drive
you were
up my...
going to come in here and try and buy out my stock.
Yeah.
Instead, you're actually trying to bring people to shop my store.
Yeah, so she was very pleased with her and agrees to do it. Later that night, she runs into Jack at the tavern. This is like the one tavern in the whole tiny town. I just imagined it being like a strip of businesses.
Yeah.
And that
Yes.
was it. That was it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it seems
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everything happens on this street. So she sits next to the florists, Wilhelmina and Melissa. And then Jack and Tommy kind of come over and join them. She starts talking about how she designed the Clara doll and how she was really impressed that she found out that Jack was the one that designed like the initial stuff for all of the Holly dolls. And Jack gets kind of taken aback and he's like, wait a second, you designed the Clara doll?
Yeah, I've done so much research on that doll and did not know this about you.
Yeah, he's
Or
like,
about
you
it.
weren't credited anywhere. He was like, you were their first victim. Like, just slams her in front of these strangers. And she gets super embarrassed and uneasy. And, like, she feels her face flush. So she's just like, well, I'm not having dinner here anymore. And packs up her stuff and is like, I'll eat tomorrow. And everyone's like, Tommy's like, you're an asshole, dude. Like, what's wrong with
Seriously.
you? So then it jumps into Jack's perspective because after he has that fucked up interaction with Clara, he drinks the rest of the night. So he's hungover for the second morning in the week, and he's helping Flo move these heavy benches with Luke and Tommy, which are brothers and his best friends.
Luke is Sailor's dad.
Yes.
And Jack is not actually blood related to him, right?
No.
They just call him Uncle Jack.
Yeah, because he's
So
best
much
friends with
incest.
their
You
brother.
guys.
No.
Just kidding.
We're not incest, and this is our story in male form.
Just kidding.
Okay. Flo is getting onto Jack and he's like, oh, she's like, of course Clara came here as someone from Davenport, but she's smart and she's well put together and she's really trying to do different stuff. She's not just trying to throw money at us, Jack. So yes, you should be leery of her because you don't know her, but you should take the time to get to know her and make an informed decision if she's trustworthy.
They like joke like she is Davenport, but she's not her dad. Like, don't you know anyone who had a dad who ran a business that you didn't agree with the way he ran it? And
Yeah.
right. And he's basically like, she's telling me my story. Like,
Yeah.
that's my story. So I guess she could be not her dad.
Yeah.
She says she isn't Davenport, the company. That's just her name.
Right.
So Jack's distrust of Clara stems from his share in the town's botched partnership with Davenport. He brought Davenport in to help with the Holly doll and gave them like materials and a doll to take with them. And now
Like walked through the whole process
Yes.
with them. Like, this is what we do and how we do it. And
he feels personally responsible for
The
Davenport.
stolen idea.
Yes, stealing and taking away money from the town. So Jack runs into Clara walking to the tavern again, and she kind of like talks to the dog and starts to fall in love with his dog a little bit, Elf. And then she's like, all right,
which
well,
is such a silly name for a dog.
it is, but it's
Elf.
very Christmassy. Then she's like starts walking away in a different direction, like towards the woods. And he's like, wait, where are you going? Are you going to the woods? And she's like, well, I told someone I would help them find this nutcracker that went missing. And he's like, you don't even know where you're going. You're going to die out in the woods. He's like, come on, I'll drive you over there. So
Because he started this tradition.
yes, of hiding the nutcracker. And then they find it on Christmas and bring it back. It's like a high school prank every year. So then we're back.
And whoever is it, Maddie? She's trying to find the Nutcracker for.
I don't remember who-
Whoever she's trying to find the Nutcracker for always is like, this Nutcracker is missing this year, and then it comes back and she's like, oh, it popped back up.
Christmas miracle.
Oh, it's amazing, right? She doesn't even realize it's being stolen and hidden.
So stupid.
So Clara's perspective, she's stumbling behind Jack through the forest, like, oh, almost tripped and ate shit on this tree root, like this gnarled branch. And Jack...
And I don't know why, but I pictured her doing it in like 6-inch stilettos.
Oh, I heeled boots is what I thought of. Yeah.
She's like, I'm power through this.
With her red
She's got, like,
bottoms.
little dough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I mean, she owns an apartment building. She's got to own some red bottoms.
Yeah.
As they're walking, it's like, you're ruining a high school tradition that and she was like, yeah, I heard that you started, Jack.
Yeah.
She's like, so tell me more about your troubled past. So as he's talking and like you could tell, she's like, I know that you care a lot about people. And so then he lets it go that he believes that he let the town down by partnering with her company.
He's really carrying the burden of the downfall of his town. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, it's around this corner. This is where they hide it. And so excited, she's like, sees the nutcracker and he's like, we found the nutcracker. She throws her arms around his neck and she's like, yes! And then she's like,
oops.
And he's like, all right, Clara, we need to walk back now.
Because she feels his dick get hard.
Yeah.
She's like, yay! And hugs him. And then it's like, oh, there's something between us.
I need to let go. So back in the inn, and there's this big storm coming in, and it causes the power to go out. And Maddie lets her know. She's like, I'm so sorry. We're going to have to move you. Like, the neighbors have agreed to take you guys, like everyone who's staying in here, to take you in. Because there are a couple other tourists staying there. And she's like, okay, what can I do to help? And so she works with Maddie. She starts, figuring out how to call people, what they can do. She's like, oh, we can, for their inconvenience, we can give them like a free croissant or something, like tie them to the other businesses to make them still want to stay here. Like, she goes into business
and like
mode.
customer service, man.
Yes.
She's good at customer service for sure.
Yes. So her and Maddie work together, and then Maddie's like, okay, great. You're going to be staying at Jack's house. And she's like, what? And so she's got all of her shit together. She goes out of the inn, and Tommy's right there, and he's like, oh, I'll drive you to Jack's. That's where you're staying, right? And so he drives over and just like busts into Jack's house, doesn't knock on the door, and she's just kind of standing in the doorway like, do I follow him?
Like, hello?
But she's really taken in by Jack standing in the kitchen, busily cooking from scratch. And she's looking around his home and she's like, oh, this isn't a terrible house. Like, it's nicely put together. I see the dog is being cute. And she asks what he's making. Because on their very first night together, they were talking about their favorite foods. And hers is spaghetti bolognese. He's like, oh, that's the basicest, most basic bitch Italian dish.
I don't blame her because it's delicious. Love me a bolognese sauce.
But that's what he's making for her.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's your favorite dish. And she's like, how do you know that? And he's like, you told me, bitch.
And I was listening.
Yeah. They're eating and she's like trying to force conversation. And he's clearly like not in the mood to talk to her. And then he eventually he's like, I'm sorry. I'm used to being alone. I've been alone since I was 18. He's like, so it's weird for me to talk during dinner. After dinner, he takes out the trash and he returns with freezing cold hands because it's snowy and cold as fuck outside. And she's like,
That's the only thing I don't like about the community.
It's freezing cold.
Way too cold during the winter.
He comes back with cold hands and she's like, oh, come here. And she like grabs his hands into her hands and she's like, this is not doing a damn thing. So then she picks up his hands and places them like on the nape of her neck. He's just standing there and like
looking like he's about to kill her.
Like, I want to fuck
or
you.
Kiss her.
And
he's like, yes, okay.
I'm going
like,
to
okay.
strangle you.
He's like,
Your camera.
and then he's like, okay, well, I got a long day tomorrow, so good night.
Cardigan.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. The next morning, we're in Jack's perspective, and he releases himself in the shower, thinking about Clara, warming his hands on her neck.
He really needs to get some.
He gets out of the shower. He's in just a towel, and he hears her singing and cooking in the kitchen. She's like singing Whitney Houston to herself. He walks over into the doorway, and he's watching her in his
In a towel.
and she turns around like mid pancake flip, and the pancake drops to the floor, and she's just staring at him like, oh fuck.
She like screams out loud like, oh.
And so he's like, oh, she's like, can you put on some clothes?
I don't think they even say anything.
And so he like
closes
runs
the door.
off and gets dressed. And he's like, thank
what
you
a
so
creep.
much for making breakfast. And
She's
they're
like, I love that man.
But he comes out and he's like, thank you for making breakfast. I didn't did you forget you were in a house with somebody else? And she's like, I'm sorry. Normally like naked men don't just show up while I'm cooking.
Yeah.
And he's like, I had a towel on. She was like, a very tiny towel.
But you were naked under there.
Yeah.
But what they do always talk about is she did not pack for winter sleeping. So she has all these like lace camis, silky panties, silky PJs.
Yeah.
And so she's dressed very skimpily. He's downstairs working, and she goes down to the shop, and she's like, I didn't know if you'd be pissed if I brought you food, but I made lunch. Come upstairs. And so he goes upstairs, and it's like tomato soup and grilled cheese. And she's like, don't worry. It's like very basic cooking skills in this area. So.
Yeah, but we went to that Michelin star restaurant.
Oh, their grilled cheese and tomato soup were
premium tomato soup.
I don't even like tomatoes. And I was jealous of your guys' tomato soup. And
so good.
I still talk about that soup because it was so fucking good.
It was so good.
So while they're having lunch, Jack is talking about like, I just got so behind like with all this media attention from Flo's videos. He's like, my inbox is just so daunting and full. And she's like, can I help you? Can I help you take care of it? Like, I'm great at this. Like, let me do this for you. And he's like, how about we do it together later? And so they curl up on the couch in the evening, and he's just like relishing sitting there, and like their knees are touching. He's like, oh my God, I'm touching her leg.
They're like high school kids the way they're, well, at least he, right?
Yeah,
like,
getting excited over the teeniest, tiniest touches.
She made me touch her neck.
Then they're like talking, and she's like, wait a second, the Santa run is during the toy drive? And she's like, oh my God, this is a great marketing angle to get the freaking news crew. Because she was been calling and trying to get a news outlet to come, and they're like, one of them finally gave up and was like, if you can get me a different angle,
a better story
we
than
will
this
be there.
Doll thing.
Yeah. And she's like, oh my God. So she grabs her laptop and starts messaging, and Jack is just staring at her, and he's so endeared. And he's like, you like the town, huh? And she's like, of course I do. I'm here to help. Like, I told you that. I am here to help.
Yes.
Like, he's starting to trust her, and he's like, do you want to see the contract that I signed with Davenport? Oh. Yes, I do. She's reading it, and he could just see, like, she completely just collapses.
She's visibly upset about what this contract says.
This is not what my company is supposed to be about. This is
the small business thing that I created. It was meant to help small businesses, and this is definitely taking advantage.
Right. And so he, like, gives her a hug, and she holds it together until she gets to her room that night, and then she just bawls.
Poor baby girl.
And that's where we end my chumps.
And so we chump into chapters 19 through 27, and it's Clara's perspective. She's in her room, and she's really just distraught about the contract, Harry's, the company, how it did him dirty, and she can't sleep. She's kind of just laying there. So she goes out into the living room. She finds Jack and Elf on the couch. She's super cold. He's like, what are you doing? She tells him that the heat in her room isn't working, and he like rushes to cover her with a blanket. And so he tells her, you know what? You take my room, and then I'll sleep on the couch so that way you don't have to freeze. And she fights him on it. And so he kind of like scoops her up, and he carries her to his bed and goes out into the living room, and she doesn't stay there. She comes back out.
It's very dramatic.
And lays on the living room, on the couch.
I'm not
also
sleeping in your bed. Yes. You sleep in your bed.
And he's like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm going to sleep out here. And he's like, no, you're not. She go sleep in my bed. She goes, no, you sleep in your bed. And she goes, so your bed is empty. Like, go sleep in it.
Yeah.
Anyways, they end up both sleeping on the living room
which is ridiculous.
Couch.
Not together. He's like,
no, he's like
on the couch.
Yeah, he's like on a separate one.
I imagine like one's on the love seat, even though they're almost both 6 feet. One's on the love seat and one's on the couch.
Yes. And so the next morning she wakes and she's watching Jack sleep.
She records him too for a little bit. She's like, we won't tell him about that. That would be kind of weird.
She was a little creepy about it. But she starts to contemplate like not going home. And she sort of just wants to spend Thanksgiving. She doesn't want to spend Thanksgiving with her family. She finds out that Jack will be alone for Thanksgiving because he tells her, like, no,
my family heard about the snowstorm. They don't want to come back.
I'm just going to sit here and eat some pie.
My mom and dad are still in Florida. Yeah. They don't want to come over here.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to just hang out, eat pie. And disappointed to see Maddie's text. Maddie texts her like, okay, we're back up and running. Like, you can come back. And now she's a little disappointed because she had this lovely evening in the living room with
their rooms are
Jack.
Really kitschy.
Yeah.
And so she's got like a seagull on her ceiling and like it's like ocean theme.
Small town Airbnb for sure.
Yes.
Clara calls her mom to field the idea of staying in Fraizer for Thanksgiving. She kind of calls her. She's about to tell her like, hey, I think I'm going to stay here. And her mom is talking to a florist and there's just a whole crisis that's happening. Clara says she knows a small business that could help. In the chaos of this florist thing and the conversation, she ended up never telling her mom that she's not going to come back. And so Clara attends a play where Jack is playing the role of Joseph. They talk about it like it was supposed to be somebody else, and Jack And
No,
she
it's
like
like
teases him.
Nobody wants to
be
do
it.
So they rotate him, Jack,
Yes.
Tommy,
From
and Luke.
They like pull
Yes.
a name from a hat, and he's like, "I'm pretty sure Tommy put my name in there
Oh,
multiple times."
yeah, a million times. And he's like, so I guess I'm Joseph. And so she has an idea to help out for the small business Saturday. And Jack helps her convince Flo to go along. It's this like passport
We've done
shopping
this.
thing.
So many of her ideas we've done at our shopping centers and stuff, and I felt like, yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. Basically, you go to the store, you buy something, they stamp your little passport. And at the end, when you get all the stamps, they give you a little prize.
But they're doing really cute handmade stamps
Yeah, it's
at
wild.
every store. So it's like a stamp for that store.
Yes.
So
So
it's
Jack,
super cute.
Sailor, Tommy, they're like handcrafting the stamps.
Yes.
And then Clara is like designing and printing the stamp cards, and it's all very handcrafted cute.
She's being driven away to the airport because she's supposed to go home. She gets a text of Elf.
And
yeah.
she's like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't leave this sweet puppy.
And so she doesn't want to leave, and she asks the driver to turn around. So now it's Thanksgiving morning, and Clara shows up on Jack's door with a cheap bottle of wine. And so he is shocked to see her, but invites her in, and she tells him she didn't like the idea of him being alone on the holiday, and they kiss and end up on the couch. So they end up on the couch, and they're kissing. It's getting hot and heavy, and he sort of stops and wants to talk about what's happening. And he tells her, well, this can't really happen. Like, you're gonna leave. He asks if she feels the energy between them, and he says he can't sleep with her and offers her pie. He just kind of stops mid-action. At the end of the night, he gives her a t-shirt to sleep in, both sharing his bed. So then Clara...
They haven't slept together yet. Like you're sharing a bed.
Yeah.
And
So-
she's only in a t-shirt.
Yes.
And you
The amount of
get hard
restraint.
from a hug, like sexy pajamas in your bed for sure. You're
Yes. So then we jump to Clara, and it's the small business Saturday, and it's like booming. The florist thanks Clara after her mother hired them for her holiday parties. And Clara's dedicated to getting all of her holiday shopping done in town and getting all the stamps from the business. Like, it's doing
She's, like,
so good.
super competitive. She's like, I'm gonna be the first one done.
Yeah, she's
I'm
like,
getting that fucking prize.
I'm gonna buy all of my Christmas presents. I'm
Yes.
gonna make sure I get this done today. So as her and Jack go to see the tree lighting, he brings her a crown for all of her hard work. She's kind of mad because he's late, first of all.
Well, because
And-
he can't, she realizes, I can't win this prize. I
Yeah.
got the whole
Made it.
thing together.
Yes. So they're gonna meet for the tree lighting. She's mad because he's late, and she's like, I could see the tree from here, like where I'm standing. Like, it's
Like,
that
hear
small
them
of a town.
counting down to light up the tree.
And so he shows up and he tells her, oh, I had to bring you something. And he gives her the little crown to wear because she got all of her passport stamps. And she's, oh, well, thank you. Like, so excited about it.
Which did make me like, I think I have a note. I'm like, I'm tearing up a little bit, but I can't decide if it's because it's that time of the month or if this is actually really sweet, but I'm going to just chalk it up as both.
I didn't get teary-eyed, but I thought,
Definitely
oh,
did
this
not.
is sweet. Yeah, this is
so cute.
Flo ends up giving Clara some kudos. Jack, in the celebration of the great event that they just had, he offers to buy her a drink at the tavern. She thanks Jack as he walks her to the door. And Jack kisses her, and Clara tries to get him to come in. They're having this whole conversation about it in the moment, it feels like.
But it's like they're like whisper talking in each other's mouths almost.
Yeah, like we're
"Come
kissing,
inside.
but he's
come inside right
he's
now.
like, I can't do that. And she's like, but are you sure you can't? And he's like,
yeah.
but I maybe shouldn't. And she's like, but why? Just one time wouldn't really hurt, right?
Yeah, like what's just one time?
Yeah,
One time.
exactly. And so then Jack pushes her inside and they start to undress each other. Says brown chicken, brown cow, you guys.
Says brown chicken, brown cow.
And they do really get hot and heavy and very detailed about it. And the whole thing, I'm dying of laughter because I was listening to it on Spotify and I share an account with my husband. And so anytime he turns the Spotify on to listen while I'm listening, it automatically starts playing what I'm playing.
Oh, that's funny.
And so as I'm driving home, I'm thinking, please, dear God, do not let him turn this on while he's at work.
She pulls down my underwear and my dick springs free. Like
Yes.
that part right there.
Yes.
He's like, what the fuck is my wife listening to?
Well, it's
Have
like,
you seen those reels where they're like, wife is cleaning and I put on the headphones and
yes.
it's like, what is this?
Or it disconnects from that, and the wife's sitting in the background doing this, and it's like, he fucked me to the left, and then he threw me against the wall, and the husband's like, oh my God.
That's all I could think about. Like, please do not let him pick it up right now. It was on a speaker or something, and his
Yes.
coworkers are like, what is this? That would have been so awful.
I will say, when I was driving into court, and I was driving in listening to The Never King, which is a very dirty, it's dirtier than Hooked, and it's a Peter Pan Hook story. It's dirty.
Probably has no Peter Pan references at all.
Oh, it is Peter Pan. Like, the guy is Peter Pan, and they tell you that. Anyways, but it's like in the middle of her being one dude in the back, one dude in the front of her.
She's getting gangbanged.
Nah, yeah. And I didn't realize how loud my speaker was. My windows are up, but the sheriff directing traffic in there, like, I saw him cock an eyebrow at me, and I was like, oh my God, who can hear it?
I saw a video on Instagram where a guy was like, had his window down. He was at the gas station, and it was.
I sent that to you.
Oh, was it you that sent it to us? I was dying.
I don't know if I've seen it.
But they brown chicken, brown cow, okay?
Okay.
And she asks, like, where's Elf? And he tells her that Elf is at a friend's.
In the middle of brown chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, because she wants him to stay.
I'm just kidding. It wasn't.
Because
It was after.
It was after. Like, they're snuggled up, and she's, cuddling after, and because he's at her house, and she asks him, where's Elf? And he tells her that Elf is staying with a friend.
She's like, you don't have to go back
you can
tonight?
stay the night.
He's like, oh no, I'm staying
Yes.
all night, girl.
Yeah,
and
we're
so
doing
then
this once, we're doing it one night, all night long.
Ew. So then Jack and Clara have lunch the next day, and Clara works the rest of the afternoon to gain news coverage for the toy drive and the Santa run. She recounts her plan and all of the qualities of the great people she's met in town, and she's torn with what she wants in life. She loves the town and helping them succeed, but her success in the town will give her a promotion that makes her leave. So she's kind of torn between what's going to happen.
She's really good at helping promote these businesses in this town.
And
Yeah.
she
She's
loves
great
it.
at it,
She
yes.
is. And it's something that she got passionate about because she loves the people. Like, at first it was like a competitive thing. Like, I'm coming in here, I'm getting that promotion, I'm
Yes.
fucking this up. But then as she started to meet these people, she really was like, oh, I love you.
This is actually a really great town.
And I really like it here.
Yeah.
The next day, she talks to Honor, and she realizes that she hasn't really told her about Jack. She's been too busy
Sleeping
brown
with
chicken.
Jack.
So she heads to the Santa run and sees that a news crew's there, and she's super excited about it. Jack is there, and Claire only can think about the night before. She's kind of just in a lover's
like,
daze.
I know what's
yeah.
under those clothes, big
Yeah.
boy.
She's in a sex haze.
And they're
She's like,
very,
yeah.
very flirty and very touchy. And she thinks they're being super discreet, but it's probably not.
Probably. And he keeps trying to call her babe.
Oh, yeah, she does. He does say babe, and she says that she likes it. Like, oh, he's calling me babe outside of the bedroom. Early in the race, Clara sprains her ankle. She literally, like, takes off running, and her and Jack are running next to each other, and she's, like,
like,
5 steps in, and she steps on...
She's like,
Again, running in those hills.
Yeah. And he's like, how do you sprain your ankle on flat ground?
She's like, I don't know, I did, okay?
Yes. And so then Jack has to carry her to his house. He doctors her ankle and demands that she stays in his house until she's better. He's like, you're going to have to just stay here. I'm
Elevate.
going to have to
Yeah.
be your doctor and help rehabilitate you because you clearly need to be bedridden.
He like sets timers for her pain meds. She's like, I'm feeling better. And he's like, that's because of the pain meds. Sit your ass
Okay.
down.
Yes. Now it's mine, chapters 28 through 36. In spite of being told to stay off her feet, Jack finds Clara upstairs making hot chocolate. Their moment turns more intimate until Sailor, which is his niece, Luke's daughter, walks in with Dove, her mom, Luke's wife, without knocking. Dove lets them, I don't know if we've gotten into the names of the characters, so I'm just clarifying. But Dove, who owns the animal sanctuary, she's like, Dove lets them know that Flo will be on the news talking about the Santa Run and the city, which they walked in to see, and she's like, avert your eyes, Sailor.
Because they were like making out in the
middle
kitchen.
of like almost being intimate. Like,
And Dove's like, I told you to knock. I'm sorry.
Jack convinces Clara to watch the news with Flo the next day, saying she'll love seeing their reaction because he's like, doesn't really want her to watch this newscast that Flo's, because what if Flo says something about the doll or says something rude about Davenport? It's going to hurt her feelings. Also, they have this agreement that they're not going to talk about Davenport. She can't talk to him about work because
Well, and he doesn't want to talk about her dad because her dad's the head of the company. He's like, I don't want to talk about your work or your family. They're not topics we're going to talk about.
He like convinces Clara to not watch this news live because he thinks Flo would love to watch our reactions. The next day, Flo is like way too busy. She doesn't want anything to do with watching them watch the newscast. So Jack and Clara watched alone. Flo does mention that the Holly doll in this interview which leads to a flood of new orders. So later, Clara finds Jack stressed at his computer again because he forgot to update the shipping inventory details on the website and worries he can't meet the deadlines.
Oh, because it still said, like, order now and get it by Christmas.
Yes, and he's like, all these people got to notice that they're going to get it by December 23rd. I don't have the means. So Clara's like, all right, let's organize these emails, respond to the customers. She creates this whole plan, like, how many can you order? Here are your options. And she's got these, like, she's ready to go to help him, and he picks which way he wants to kind of handle it.
He even goes into, like, okay, we need to organize your setup better so that way you're more efficient at putting the dolls together. Like,
Yes.
this should happen when they're making the clothes for the dolls. Like, why doesn't this happen? And we need to organize her accessories so that they're already in pouches.
Yeah, so first she's helping him organize the emails and how we're going to approach this. You've got to send emails to customers that we're not going to get to them on time and basically say, if you'd still like your order, we can discount it, or maybe we give you something for free in the community or whatever. We could throw something in. So he wants to try to fulfill as many orders as he can, because then he's like, you can help me assemble them, which she feels like this is a big deal that you're letting me touch the doll. And so she asks, like, why doesn't he ask for more help from others since it was supposed to be a collaborative project? So it reminds her how badly Davenport wronged him because he can't fulfill the orders. And if Davenport had stepped in, they could help him figure this stuff out.
If they did the right thing,
yeah,
they would have been. It would have been a very much more lucrative
business thing was supposed to be. And so she does. She helps him assemble the doll. She even comes up with ways to make the process smoother and faster, and says, like, leave it to these people to put the dress on, or leave it to these people to add this. So later, Jack calls Clara seemingly disappointed. He, like, tells her, come down to, like, Flo's. So he's there and he's like, can you come down right away? We need you, right? He's kind of panicked, but also kind of disappointed. When she arrives, she finds out that several local stores are getting bad reviews because the Holly doll isn't available in time for Christmas. So they sent out all these emails and people are upset about it. And instead of giving the Holly doll bad reviews, they start reviewing all the people that are involved with, like, the whole community. So the reviews are not even relevant to the service or the products the stores are offering. So they're fake. Clara calls a friend who works for Davenport. Her friend gets the reviews removed through her connections with Google. Later, Jack is talking with Tommy about his relationship with Clara, and he's kind of trying to keep it mostly private. He doesn't want to be open about it yet. But Tommy admits that he asked Melissa out, which is like this, the pastor's daughter or something, and she turned him down. So now he's like, I got to focus on something else. And he wants to get this patio expansion approved. But Jack, he's tried to do it so many times. Jack's basically like, they're never going to approve this, Tommy. Stop even trying. Jack doubts Tommy will ever get it approved, but he's supportive, and he's like, okay, go ahead, right? He doesn't blatantly say it's never going to happen.
He's like, yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Clara calls Jack in a panic while he's sitting there with Tommy. She, like, borrowed his truck and accidentally backed up and ran over a snowman. And he's like, what do you want me to do? She's like, isn't it obvious? Come help me rebuild it.
Some kid's gonna come back and
his heart's gonna be broken.
Snowman.
Yes.
You want to kill Christmas for this child, Jack? Get over here.
So Jack arrives and helps rebuild it. And then there's, like, this playful little snowball fight breaks out, and he, like, calls truce, and then she shoves ice down his shirt, and they end up falling over, and they're in the snow, kind of cuddling. And then she starts waving her arm and her legs around. He's like, are you trying to make a snow angel? She's like, yeah, but you're kind of in the way of half of it. He kind of has this moment where he's feeling all his feels, and he asks her out on an official date. And she's like, you want to date me? And he kind of jokes like, it'll just be tacos and sex in the back seat. She's like, okay.
I love tacos.
Yeah, right. So then they go on their date, and Clara is stunning. She just got all dressed up because he did tell her to dress up, but it's definitely not a dress that was for the snow. But Jack takes her to see the local kids perform the Nutcracker at their dress rehearsal, like the night before. So nobody's in the place, and all these little kids are doing their dress rehearsal, and Sailor is one of the ones that's performing, so it's his niece. So it's not so weird, because I felt like that's a little bit weird.
He just went to go see a bunch of random kids play.
Yeah,
I mean, the town is so small. It's not random kids.
Yeah, but you don't have children, and none of your children are in the play, so that's a little weird.
His niece is in the play.
No, if she wasn't.
That made it.
That made it okay.
Feel like, oh, okay, no, this is cute then.
Yeah.
Clara admits she's named after the girl in the ballet, like in the Nutcracker, even though the Nutcracker girl's name is Marie, which still didn't really make sense to me. And then I looked it up and it was like, no, her name is Clara. But in some renditions, it's Marie. After the recital, they try to go to a Chinese restaurant for dinner. It's called Jade. But when he pulls up, it's all dark and they find out it's closed. So he's like, tacos and backseat sex it is. She's like, I know I've made a couple of jokes about it, but honestly, it really does sound good. So can we have some tacos? And they do. And Jack even says, like, I guess they go hand in hand because we did have tacos and backseat sex happened. Like, they're just eggs and bacon. The next morning, Clara is hiding a hickey while walking through the community. She had to wear this turtleneck, and he thinks it's funny. And she's like, it's not funny. I'm like a teenager. She's like, luckily, it's cool
I look like a Jezebel.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing this. Just,
Got the mark of the whore on me.
My scarlet letter is showing.
Slut. So she passes the Santa mailbox. Like as she's walking through this community, she passes the Santa mailbox, which is something that Jack built, which is something his grandpa did. And then she starts like thinking like, oh, it's so cute that he responds to all the letters, which instantly makes me ovulate.
Yes.
She checks in with Flo, who shares an article with her where the article is calling Fraizer Falls a hidden gem and a magical winter wonderland. And Flo's just like on cloud 9 about it. Flo then tells Clara she's taking the videos down. Instead of relief, Clara starts to feel anxious, like she hasn't done enough. She still wants to help. There's so many people she hasn't helped yet.
And that's like the cutoff. It's time to go now. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, now I get to go back and get my promotion. So when she should feel excited and happy, she feels more anxious and disappointed. So she keeps it from Jack. She doesn't talk to him about it because it means that they have to end their thing. She checks in with some of the townspeople, and all of them insist they don't need her help right now. She stops by Tommy's bar and shows him a presentation she's been working on for his patio expansion, wanting to collaborate to finish it. She's still feeling low, but so Clara decides to bake gingerbread cookies to distract herself. Jack notices she's upset because he like comes up from work and he's like, why are you burning things? She's like, it's not festive enough. And he's like, so you needed to burn things? But he notices that she's clearly upset about something. And for the first time, he ignores a phone call from someone because the whole community calls him for help and he ignores the phone call. And she's like, that's the first time I've seen him ignore a phone call. But he could tell she's upset. And so he promises to help decorate and make the place more festive once he's finished up with work. Later, Clara calls her brother Max back because he's been calling her and she has a missed call. So she calls him back and she learns that he's in the city. She is certain he's already getting the promotion and he wants to have lunch with her. And she's like, I don't want to meet with lunch. I'm going to see you at the gala. Like we have this whole gala we're going to go to.
Tell me what you want now.
Yeah. And he's like, no, I really want to talk to you face to face. Jack finds Clara visibly upset. When she won't share what's wrong, tension builds. She blurts, don't act like I'm not an open book. You just want to rip some of the chapters out because she can't talk to him about what's going on. It's work related. And that
it's
was
family related.
And it's family related. This was the agreement. You didn't want to hear about this. And so she kind of snaps. And I thought it was such a witty thing to say, like, don't act like I'm the one who's not an open book. You just want to rip some of the chapters out. I'm like, yeah, girl, get it. But so then they both end up apologizing. And Jack asks her to go pick out a Christmas tree with him, which will be Clara's first time doing so. Aww. After they go, they get the tree. Jack surprises Clara with an indoor camping site, like a campsite in his living room.
Because she said she's never gone camping.
But she's like, I don't know if I even want to because I want to pee outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Fair point.
He sets it up in his living room so that the tent can look outside this beautiful window view that he's got of his outside little Christmas town and the Christmas tree. And she's like, I'm in a snow globe. This is amazing. And I don't have to pee outside in the woods.
Fabulous. All the great things.
Right?
So then the next day, Flo talks to Jack over lunch, telling him she took the videos down and warning him not to be set in his ways, that he misses something amazing right in front of him. He doesn't know that she took the videos down until this moment. And he's like, so what's keeping Clara here? And Flo's like,
that's
don't be
why
stupid.
she's upset.
Yeah, that's clearly why she's been off. And she's like, don't be stupid. You're missing something great and amazing right in front of you because you're so set in your ways. So that night is the book event with Miss Cecilia. And the book event draws a huge crowd. Tommy's there and he's already shot his shot with Melissa. So now he's like talking and Jack is watching him in the crowd talking to these ladies and he says something and the girl like throws her head back in laughter and he's like, I know for a fact that Tommy's never said anything that funny. So Tommy comes back and he's like, I'm the only single guy here. I'm going to find my wife. And Jack's like, I'm single too. He's like, No, you are not.
Absolutely
A
not,
single
sir.
person does not quietly, secretly sit in a corner and kiss their girl and then talk about her nonstop. He's like, I don't talk about her nonstop. He's like, Clara has a scarf of her wrist that she got when she was in kindergarten. Clara doesn't like oranges. Clara doesn't like... He's like, I know all that. He's like, yeah, I know you know all that. How do you think I know about all that? So the event is this huge success. There's such a huge turnout. It's bigger than anything they've seen. And it's all thanks to Clara's connections and planning.
And then we jump into the last bit, chapters 37 through the epilogue, and we're in Clara's point of view, on edge with her time at Fraizer Falls coming to an end. She walks with Tommy and Jack talking about books. This is right after the book event. She's having a wonderful evening, and something feels off with Jack. Like, he's being broody now. So the next morning, after helping each other shower and getting dressed and doing
She
some
makes a
other
comment
things.
like, do you want to shower with me? And he's like, if I ever say no to that, no, it's a cry for help.
As she's getting dressed, Jack finds all of her serial killer notes in the closet. And so he's like, okay, tell me about what these mean. So she's like excited and walking through her plans to help the town. And then like as they start kind of joking around, and she's like, well, you could move to Brooklyn. And he's like, well, you could move here to Fraizer Falls. And then it's kind of like ends. Like it was a joke, and then they both get kind of somber about it. They leave to a farmer's market. So the next day is the toy drive, and Clara is talking to Dove about her fear about losing. Everybody knows about Clara's promotion, about her job in the town, except for Jack. Jack is the only one who didn't want to be notified about anything to do with her work.
She's done a good job of not talking to him about the things he asked her. Like, he set that boundary, and she has followed it.
Right. But she's talking to Dove because she's like, I like Dove. Like, we're friends. So she's talking about like, my brother's been calling me, and I'm worried that he's already got the promotion. And then this truck pulls up with all of the toys that she got donated for the toy drive. And so she calls Jack and Tommy, and they come and help unload the truck. And then he pops open a box, and he's like, Clara, these are Davenport toys. And she's like, yeah, Jack.
I work for Davenport.
And he's like, how do you think this is going to look? You're bringing toys in for these kids that is the company that ruined my town. And he basically turns her into the villain again. Like, you're the bad guy in this story. So he leaves, and then she leaves crying. But she like barely makes it back to the inn, the bread and breakfast, and then breaks down. In Jack's perspective, the people in town are now ignoring him because she's taken off. She left.
Yeah.
She's like, I need to go back home now. Dove starts yelling at him, and then Flo joins in. Like, he really gets on his ass. And the town knew that Clara was in line for the promotion. And during the town meeting, every piece of the agenda has a piece of Clara in it. Like, all of the things that she helped to bolster the businesses in the town, they're in this town meeting highlighting them. Tommy does his presentation that she made for him, and he gets it approved to do this expansion.
Which Jack thought was never going to happen.
Right. And he's like, how did you get that picture? And he's like, you know how I got that picture, asshole.
Yeah. Everyone's so mad at him.
So mad at him.
Like, we all knew what she was here for. She didn't keep it a secret. You're the only idiot who didn't want to know about it.
Yeah.
Stupid head.
And then you're mad at her. And she didn't come in and do it the wrong way either. Like, she got to know us. She helped us.
Yeah.
She left us better than what we were.
Yes.
She's just come and throw corporate money at us.
Yes.
So back in New York, Clara is just riddled with sadness. She calls out sick for the first time ever. And Honor arrives at her doorstep with soup and grilled cheese. And she's like, you need to talk about it, all of it. So then she's like telling her about Jack. And she's like, oh, like, you guys are the same. You have the same exact story. Like, you both have dickhead dads.
Yeah.
You
Both
both
the same person.
Yeah, you guys are cut from the same cloth. Her brother starts calling, and Honor's like, I'm going to let you answer that because you need to answer it. And so she answers the phone, and he's like, can we go to breakfast tomorrow? And she's like, I'll see you at the gala. And he's like, can we please have breakfast tomorrow? So she agrees. She goes back to Jack in Fraizer Falls. And since he's being ignored by the entire town, like, nobody's calling him for help right now. He's gotten the shop. He's caught up on all it. Like, he was the most productive in his toy shop that he has ever been.
Yeah, right?
Small town living when they're all mad at you.
He's like,
And so he's like sitting there tapping his fingers on the desk. And then Miss Seeley calls him asking for help. And he's like, hell yeah, I'm back. Somebody needs me. So he rushes over to her bookshop. And she's like, I spilt tea on my keyboard and it's making sizzling noises. Like, come help me, Jack. So he gets there. The shop is closed. So he walks in and goes to the back. And everyone in the town who loves him is there. And they staged an intervention. And they're like, she's like, yes, she did all of these great things for the town, but she made you happy.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen
That's
you
the
happy
best
like
part.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is why. Like, you need to go and get Clara back. You need to go to New York and apologize. And Flo's like, and shave your beard first before you go. Like, don't do that.
Actually, I love a beard. That makes me so sad.
I know.
Do love a beard.
So the next day, Clara's at breakfast with Max, her brother, and she's surprised when he's like, I want to go and make a business with you, Clara. He's like, you know what you're doing? I've learned about other businesses outside of Davenport. He's like, I've never wanted to work there. I see how Dad treats you, how he's dismissive and condescending to you all the time. And I hate that. That's not a place I want to work. She's like, okay, I'm going to think about it. So after breakfast, she goes to her dad's office and she debriefs him on Fraizer Falls. And he's super dismissive and rude. And he's like, okay, congratulations. You did the job that you were assigned to do. And she gets mad and she's like, well, aren't you going to tell me I have my promotion?
Well, she says something about like her telling him this is how we should handle something. And he's like, you're kind of overstepping. She's
yeah.
like, well, if you're giving me my promotion, you're going to have to start taking my
advice
opinions.
and my suggestions and recommendations.
Yes.
It's like, know your place, child.
Yes.
And she's like, so he's like, I'm not offering you the promotion. Like, I'm not giving it to you yet. Also, while they're at breakfast, she asks Max, did he offer you the promotion? He said, yeah, he did a few days
last
ago.
week. Yeah.
So before she even had a chance to finish fixing Fraizer Falls, he's already offering the kid that never has wanted to work there to work there. So as she's walking out, she's angry and she's like, I just want to let you know I'm being headhunted and I'm considering it. And she's like, this is the first time I've ever seen my father speechless. So she's at her mom's house getting ready for the gala. And her mom is just like, why are you so mopey? Like, why are you sad? And she's like, oh, it's just a day. Like, just let me get ready, mother. And then the dad arrives, which pisses everyone off because he shows up late with his golf bag. And he's like, you bitches take forever to get ready. A man doesn't need that much time to get ready.
He's all been golfing all day, and here I am going to get ready and be ready before you.
Yeah, and he super dismisses to his mom, which Max is pissed off about. He's like, I hate the way he talks to mom.
Yeah.
Clara bridges the topic of like, hey, since this is the 20th anniversary of the Clara doll, will you be giving me credit during your speech? And he's like, why would I do that? You're a child when you created. You didn't know what you were doing. You had pencils and crayons, and you want me to give you credit. Okay, yeah, I'm going to tell them that a child.
That much to you, Clara.
Yeah, and like gaslights her a little bit.
Yes.
So they're there at the gala. He does his speech and he doesn't credit her at all. He's like, and lastly, I want to thank our customers. And she's fucking livid. And she goes to storm after her dad, and Max stops her and he's like, it's not worth it. Don't do it here. This is what he wants. Like, don't do this here and ruin your reputation. And he's like, looks over and he's like, why is that man staring at me like he wants to kill me for touching you right now? And at that moment, she agrees to go into business with Max, and they look over, and it's a clean-shaven Jack in the doorway.
Yeah.
So in Jack's point of view, he's called every hospital in the city to find Honor, which is great that was her name, because there's probably like one nurse in the hospital named Honor. So he worked with her to pinpoint where Clara was going to be that night and find her. And so they like kind of go off to like a side room, and he's like, please just let me apologize. Just listen to me. So they end up kissing and hanging out there.
She's just like, we can't have sex in here because I'm about to have a new job, and and I can't let people think I got fired for having sex with a random guy.
I can't give them a story for why I was let go. So she's like, I'm quitting my job. I'm going into business with my brother. And he's like, I am so fucking proud of you.
Yeah.
And so they agree to fall in love with each other, like fully in love with each other. Like no boundaries about who they are or what different pieces of them. Then it jumps to the epilogue. It's in Jack's point of view. 1 year later, Jack is waiting for Clara at the tavern. She arrives in a sweater that Wilhelmina, one of the florists, had knitted for her for Christmas.
And it's got Elf on the... That's cute.
So Tommy's like, okay, everybody outside. It's countdown. It's New Year's Eve. And so Jack walked out with Clara. They have their midnight kiss. And then he's like, we're going to go on a different walk home. And so they start walking down this different street. And they stop in front of a house on a big lot with a picket fence. And she's like, what are we doing here, Jack? And he drops...
Having one too many peppermint-infused mimosas. or not mimosas, mojitos.
Yeah. He's like, Tommy was like, I had the orders I had to get over with. I didn't know where to put it.
I ordered too much peppermint, and so he put it in like beer or something. She's like, no, not this. This
Don't
isn't
do
it.
that again.
So So Jack drops keys into her hand and then leads her inside their new house that he bought for them that has an office for her to work out of and room for them to grow a family in. And that's where the book ends.
So cute. Okay, well, now we get to rate this book.
Yeah.
So we work on a 3-shot system. 1 shot is I'm not coming back for more. 2 shots, it's good enough for another, but not worth the hangover. And 3 shots, it got me up. Okay, so I did really like this book. I thought it was super cute. I think it has all the things a good holiday romance you want, right? The cute snowy scenes, the hot cocoa, the fire, the snow, the cuteness, blah, blah, blah. It was very enemies to lovers. It had all these different tropes,
I feel like
right?
Clara was never,
It wasn't a real enemy, but like in his head, it was enemies to lover, and they had the forced proximity, right? They had to kind of stay together. So there was definitely a lot of really cute romance tropes. So for a holiday book, I think, yeah, perfection. But I feel like rating it a 3 shots based on that and putting it next to things like The Women and Great Big Beautiful Life and Night Watching isn't really fair.
Agreed.
So it's a great, amazing, wonderful, give you all the feels holiday book, but I'm going to give it a 2 shots.
I am going to also give it a 2 shot.
Wow.
Because it was good. And I think that it had, some funny parts and it, was entertaining. It was a bit cheesy at times, I felt like.
It's like epitome Hallmark movie
Yes.
in a book.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
That is the best description.
Yes.
If you could put a Hallmark movie into book form, this was it.
This is it.
So it was a bit cheesy, but overall it was, it was decent. So I'll give it a good 1.75.
2, got it. I had the same sentiment. I was torn because in the holiday book genre, this would be 3. It's great.
Yes.
It was perfect. It was cute. I love that Clara was a badass bitch and she got to still be like, it wasn't, I love that it is a romance that didn't end with like somebody getting married or pregnant or some other thing that like, oh, we love each other.
Her job to be with him.
Right, and just moved to Fraizer Falls to run the coffee shop. Like, I love that she still had her life
Career.
and something that she wanted, and Jack was happy too. And they didn't end up with a traditional family, but they ended up in a place where they were happy in love and still wanted to grow.
And who's to say that they won't end up in a traditional, but it didn't
need to end the book that way.
Right, yes.
Which I liked.
Yeah.
But also, it didn't feel right to place this book with the other, like, it wasn't of, I guess, enough substance. It was just a lovey-dovey fun book. So
Really
I will also
lighthearted,
give it a 2.
Okay, yeah.
Which is not a bad rating.
No, it's
2.
not. But now having our ratings and having been through so many books, I'm starting to get a better feel for what a 1, a 2, and a 3 is.
That's a wrap on this episode of Literature on the Rocks. We've slayed our way through Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace, full of cozy chaos, sparkling banter, and enough steam to melt the snow a little. Make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode, and check out the prompts for this book that are posted now. We'll be chatting through all your festive hot takes in next week's book club every Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. If Holiday Ever After warmed your heart or made you want to deck someone's halls,
Get my house decked later.
'Tis the season.
rate and review us. It helps other festive bookworms find their way to our corner of the bar.
Because when it comes to holiday love stories, we're all about the happily ever after. Keep the cheer going. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at LitOnTheRocksPod and visit literatureontherocks.com.
Until next time, may your love stories be merry, your days be cozy, and your cocktails come with a dash of some holiday magic. Cheers!
Toodaloo!
Bye.